Hello guys, and welcome to this week's video. So we are literally just diving straight on into this. I thought it'd just be a bit quicker than sort of sitting and doing like a full-blown like long intro about like what we're going to be doing in today's video. If you saw my last one, it was just like a week-long vlog of like just, I suppose, live doing like projects and having days out, etc. And so basically in that vlog I had some projects that I wanted to kind of crack on with, and subsequently didn't actually finish any of those projects in that particular video. So what I wanted to kind of do really over this one is actually complete a project. So the project that we are going to be working on is a little crochet kind of black and white granny square vest, and I will pop in a little picture of the inspiration of that vest if you haven't seen like my previous vlog and don't know what I'm talking about. But basically these are like what the squares look like. They're very simple, just black and white granny squares. I'm currently using DK weight acrylic yarn. Ideally I would be using a cotton yarn, as it is going to be a summer top. However, I'm just working with what I've got at the moment. I'm not supposed to be buying any new yarn, but as we know, if you craft, sticking to like a no buy is really difficult, but I am trying. So yeah, I'm just using DK weight acrylic yarn for this project, and I'm also using a 3.5mm crochet hook, and I haven't actually measured the squares themselves, so I don't know how wide they are, but I'll kind of maybe measure that and then pop that like on screen like for you like here as to how big the square itself is. But yeah, so that's what we're doing today. We're going to finish this project, going to get that all done, and I can have like a finished wearable piece hopefully by the end of the week. I don't think I'm too far away from kind of completing it as a whole. What I will do in a moment, I think once I finish this square, is like lay everything out on the floor just to give you an idea of like where we are project square, where we are like square wise, and how many I've got left to go, because I don't actually know, and I don't want to obviously just keep crocheting squares if I don't need to. I'm also running very low on black yarn. I have got some black Aran weight yarn in my stash at the minute, but that's not really gonna work with what we are trying to achieve with this little vest. But yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and finish off doing this square, and then we'll lay everything out so you can have a little look at what it's going to be looking like. So this is kind of like the squares all just like laid out. So effectively like this is like the front like panel, and these are sort of like the squares that I'm working on for the back panel. So as you can see, I've got like another row of like 3 that I need to do here, and then the straps as well. And then I'm thinking that I might need to just add like a row on like the side, so like another 3, so basically 6 in total, for like the side, because I don't know how tight or how loose it's going to kind of be. So I suppose probably what I need to do is maybe work on doing like the last like 3 for the body, and then the 4 for the straps, and then maybe like slip stitch it to kind of together, and then just get an idea whether it's going to like fit around my body or not. So yeah, progress so far. And then the idea, like fit wise, I want this to kind of maybe hit my belly button, so I don't want it too cropped. So again, I'm going to need to like put this together as a whole and see like how it fits. And then I'm going to pop on some what's it called, like a scalloped border around like the arms, and probably like a little bit of scalloping along the bottom depending on how cropped it ends up being. And then I will do like a little, maybe just like a slip stitch or just a single crochet border, just to make the actual like neckline nice and neat. This is kind of like where we are like project wise, so I'm not too far away from finishing it. That's why I'm like determined to get this finished, I think this week. So yeah, I'm really excited with how it's looking. I have this really overwhelming urge to add in like just a random square of like one with like a slightly different colour. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick to my plan and keep it just black and white. The original kind of like creator that I'm using the inspiration for this from, I think she's got like one side is all black and white and the other side is actually like coloured and black, so it's kind of like almost like reversible, so depending on how she feels she can kind of have it black and white or have it with the colour facing outwards. But I'm just going to stick to like a black and white. I think that will be the most wearable for me, and I'm hoping that even though it is all like just acrylic yarn, it'll be okay to kind of like wear as a top in the summer, and then maybe it might even be kind of like something cute to wear over like a long sleeve top like in the autumn and winter months. So yeah, almost finished with that. I'm just going to sit down, crack on with a few more squares. I've probably got time enough to get like maybe 1.5 more squares before I've got to go on the school run. And yeah, let's see where we end up. Okay, so it is a new day now, and I think I have finally finished like all of the squares that I'm going to need to make this little kind of like vest top. I did completely run out of black yarn in the end, so I had to kind of like run round to the works after work one day and picked up another ball of black yarn. However, obviously it's not the same like make of yarn that I did like the majority of these squares with. It's got like a slightly different, I suppose, tone to it compared to the one that the majority of the squares have all been done with, but I don't think it's going to like notice too much unless you're kind of like getting really up close and like really looking at the top. I don't think it's going to matter too much. So yeah, I think I haven't done any of like the side panel just in case I don't need to. So I think what I'm going to do is just kind of like slip stitch like the straps and like the body of the top all together, and like leave it like open at the sides, and then kind of like I suppose try it on over the top, and then just see if I need to add on panels to the side to make it fit. And I think I'm just going to stick with black yarn for like the little scallop around the sleeve area. Yeah, so I'm really happy to finally have all of those squares done. I will quickly count and let you know how many I ended up with. There's 31 squares in total. If I do end up needing more sort of squares for the side panels, that'll be another 6 that I'll have to make. but hopefully I won't have to, and then we can kind of like hopefully get this top finished by the end of the weekend. I'm not going to hold out much hope. It's now like Thursday afternoon, and I haven't had any time to like work on this like today, and I still got like all the ends to weave in. I don't know whether to do that like at the very end or whether to do that now. We'll see. Maybe I'll do it before I start stitching it all together. Maybe I won't. Yeah, we'll see where we end up. So I will check in with you when I've got a little bit more progress. Maybe once I've got like the actual like body and the straps all kind of seamed together, and show you kind of like where it's sitting and how it's fitting, and then we'll go from there. So I will catch up with you in a little while. Update with like my top now. So this is kind of like the front panel. Definitely needs to add in another 2 panels, I think, along the bottom, because I'm thinking it's going to sit like here, and then I don't want it to be really close to my armpit, so I'm thinking I'll probably put like a panel, or maybe even 2 panels depending on how wide it's going to be, like along here. I actually had to pull back a whole row. I had managed to attach one upside down and didn't realise until I was adding on like the other 2 like squares, and I was like having a real trouble trying to get through like a knot, and I was like, what is going on? Why am I having such a hard time with this? And then I looked a little bit closer and it was the wrong way around. So I had to pull back a whole row, flip one over, and then attach it all again. And it just takes so long. Like I've only done like part of it. So I've got one section that's actually all done up, and then the others I've still got to go through and like attach everything together. Sorry if you can hear a little bit of noise, my windows are open. It's a really windy day, and I think like things are being blown around the garden. So yeah, that's kind of like where we are. That's like either the front/back. I'm going to add another 2 squares to the bottom and obviously my straps on the top. So I'll catch up with you maybe when it's looking a little bit more like a top rather than just a very small blanket. Okay, so new update. We are like days, weeks into this tiny little project. It's taken so much longer than I thought it would do, but I have kind of a bit more of like an actual like update to share with you. So I've kind of done the, I suppose, the front or the back piece, what I hope is in its entirety. So I've got one of these like little panels here. I'm thinking one hopefully will be enough once it's kind of like stretched out. I think if I did another 2 like here, it might make it a bit too wide, but we'll see. I think once I've kind of finished doing the other panel, I can kind of like then, I suppose, attach the top bits here and then pop it over the top and just kind of see where we look like fitting in total. But I'm really loving the way it's looking, and I ran out of yarn again, so I had to go to the works and buy more yarn. So yeah, I ran out of my white yarn, and yeah, so I have, so where are we? Let's have a look. So this is the progress in kind of seaming all of these little bits together, attaching these squares. So I've just got another 2 to kind of attach here, and then I've got to make another 4 squares for like the rest of like the straps. So I'm hoping that this might be the week that we actually get to finish this project, but I'm not holding my breath because yeah, because like I said, this has been taking so long to do. It's attaching all the squares. You don't realise how long it takes to just attach them, and I'm not particularly quick when it comes to doing it, but here we go. This is kind of like a little close-up of it. So it just seems to take a really long time to do, but hopefully we'll finish this and I'll be able to unveil it to you in the next one. Oh my goodness, finally finished. Can't believe it. I think when I picked this video up to start recording, genuinely thinking I would get this completed within like a week. That was 2 weeks ago, and I've been working on this for the last, I think, 4 weeks. Obviously I've had other things kind of like that I've been working on throughout those like 4 weeks, which I suppose is kind of like made this whole project a little bit slower, but I can finally say we are finished. What do you think? Excuse the backdrop. We are currently in my daughter's bedroom because my kids are downstairs, and I just wanted to kind of like, I've literally just finished like weaving in all the ends and a quick steam block, but I really wanted to show you because it's finally finished. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy with how it's turned out. Excuse me, this is really bad. but like I absolutely like just adore like the little bit of scallop like detailing around like the like arms and like around the very bottom. It probably could have done with being maybe a tiny little bit longer, but I reckon through wearing a little bit of stretching it might kind of just get a little bit longer, because it just like hits above the belly button. But I think it's fine, because a lot of my bottoms are like high-waisted, and I'm a bit funny about having like my full belly button on show. But yeah, I'm so happy with how it turned out, and I was really worried that it was going to be quite tight. So I ended up like adding in like a little bit of like half double crochet. I don't know if you can kind of see that, like this little bit is actually a bit thicker. So I ended up adding like a bit of half double crochet like when I was like attaching the bottoms, and I kind of like went around and added some half double crochet like around this bit here. The actual like sleeve or armhole, I don't know what you call it, it's not really a sleeve, is it? Is quite wide. Like I said, it's quite airy, which is good, I think, because it is acrylic. So obviously when it's warm, there's that like bit of breathability with the fact that it is quite loose. And I think it's going to be such a versatile piece, particularly like in like the autumn and winter months. I think it's going to look so nice with like a black or white like jersey roll neck underneath. I think it looks so cute, and like, oh my goodness, I can't wait. I want to make more of these in different colours. I would love to know what colours you would choose. So if you would make this for yourself, let me know in the comments below what colours you would choose. I'm thinking that maybe like next year I could make one in like white and navy, but make it with like cotton yarn. I've never actually worked with cotton yarn. So that'd be really interesting to kind of have a go with. But yeah, what do you think? I'm so happy with how it's turned out. I plan to like wear this over the weekend. It's meant to be really hot, so maybe this and a pair of shorts will look really cute. I'll have to show you if I do wear it and take any pictures. But yeah, whew. What do you think? At 4 weeks worth of work, I'm sure it would take someone else a lot less time than it's taken me, but there we go. I've had quite a I suppose a productive week, like finishing projects. I'll maybe pop on screen like the other projects I've actually finished, both baby gifts this week. So yeah, it's been a good week project wise. Yeah, so there we go. I hope you all have a wonderful like rest of your day, and enjoy the rest of your week or weekend wherever you are watching this. And yeah, if you do enjoy this video, please give me a little thumbs up, and maybe think about hitting the subscribe button and just hanging around for more crochet and knit adventures. And I will catch you on my next video. Bye for now.